Welcome back to the Riverside Show, and it's the time of the show where we learn to make something new in the kitchen. And tonight we're with Antje from the Yarn Cake, and you're going to be teaching us German biscuits, is that right?
Yes, traditional German Christmas cookies.
Fantastic. I'm pretty sure they're going to be
Cozy Friday night in. It's not just biscuits,
perfect.
is it?
There'll be some hot chocolate as well, with a bit of spice,
Antje,
just
you're
to...
spoiling us.
Well, I do my best.
It's Friday night, that's what we're allowed it.
So you do. First of all, tell us what you're going to do here.
They're actually really simple. It's basically a short crust pastry that we're doing. So we've got 200 grams of flour, 70 grams of ground almonds, 50 grams of icing sugar, 150 grams of unsalted butter. Bung them all in a blender. If you don't have a food processor, the old-fashioned rubbing technique will work as well.
Okay.
And that forms the dough, and then we're going to form it into cookies and bake it off.
Make it sound very simple.
It really is. There is a picture of me aged probably about 3 making these with my gran.
If you can do that,
Right, no pressure for us.
So-
then,
you just heard the ingredients there, and they are on screen, so you can take a wee note, and they'll, as always, be on our social media, so STV Glasgow Facebook, and we'll tweet them out as well, so you can make these at home.
Yes. And I'm just going to get cracking, because
yes,
I know
please
that
do.
we
Let's do it.
are
No.
a wee bit pushed for time.
Yeah, we've got to
get these
all
baked. And
we want to be eating them, basically.
Yes.
That's the
Yep.
important bit.
Now, the trick is to have nice cold butter.
Cold butter?
Yes.
Oh, really?
In the tradition of short crust pastry, you want your butter to be chilled, unsalted as well.
Okay.
If you can't get unsalted butter, it's not the end of the world.
Okay.
But ideally, you want it to be
Going to hear
unsalted.
a wee bit of a blender here.
Sorry about the noise.
Go for it.
We'll do this as quickly as possible.
on you go. Oh, that's not too bad, actually.
No.
It's a cheap one.
But that sticks to the.
Don't have to break the bank to make me.
No,
That's the best
definitely not.
thing.
I know.
Yeah, it's got wee suction things, so...
It'd be better than anything we've got, to be honest, though. So.
I know.
So there
Do
we
we
go.
even
So you
have
can
a
see
blender?
this is
Oh,
you don't.
got a hand.
That's why I bought one.
Oh,
Oi!
That should not happen.
it's alive.
It is.
The golden rule of putting something in the blender, put the lid on.
Yeah, I know.
And
Well,
then
the
we're good to
golden rule
go.
of putting something in a blender is buy a blender that has a safety mechanism that stops it from doing that.
Good
Yeah,
tip
you know.
there, good tip.
We're saving the pennies for Christmas.
Absolutely. So this is what you've got. Call your sort of butter, your crumb texture.
Okay.
So we need to form this into the dough. So there's
Okay.
going to be a wee bit
So,
of a mess.
do you need to
So
put
we'll
flour
just
down there? Does that matter? No, just go straight
it's
into it.
It's quite a sort of non-sticky one that you want.
Okay.
And you want to be fairly quick about this because you don't want it to heat up too much. Again, it's the same concept as any other short crust pastry would be.
Right, okay.
See. So I was surprised because usually if you're trying to blend up butter, you want it to be that wee bit softer because it makes it easier into the mixture. But this is very important that it's more chilled.
You want it to be chilled just because that's what creates the shortness of the pastry. That's
go.
what makes it nice and sort of crummy.
Can tell I've never made short crust pastry before.
So what we then do is we roll these into wee lengths like that. You want them about 1 inch thick or so,
Right.
Okay.
give or take. There's no major harm in these being slightly thicker, slightly thinner.
Okay.
And then these, once you've done that, you pop them in the fridge for about half an hour. Again, because you want it to be nice and short.
Right, okay.
And in the tradition, I'll leave this one here for the moment actually, in the tradition of television cooking
Yes.
everywhere, I've got some out prepared.
Yay!
There
Magic.
we go. So are these
That's
in yarn cake all year round, or is
No.
this something for Christmas?
This is very much something for Christmas.
Right, okay.
And I'll just pop this out of the way.
And do you make, what other kind of baking can you get at the yarn cake? Explain to us a wee bit about yarn cake for
The
those
yarn
people who
cake
don't know.
is Glasgow's and Scotland's knitting cafe.
Knitting cafe.
And true to the knitting cafe word, actually, sorry to interrupt you, but you were knitting before we came on air there, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah, just standing here,
was.
ready to make some biscuits.
biscuits.
Doing a wee bit of knitting?
Yep.
That's what we like.
Got to fill your time up somehow.
So you're busy.
So this is the bit. Actually, I need to get my wee tray.
So this is what it
Okay.
should look like after it's been in the...
Yeah, so once
fridge
you've
for half an hour.
so once you've popped them in the fridge, you can tell. I mean, there's a marked difference. They're nice and solid. So what you do is we cut them into wee rounds,
Okay.
like so,
Right. And then...
and then
Is that...
I'll give you some to practice with.
Okay.
We're now
There's a few
forming them
practice
into
shots.
kipferl, and kipferl are essentially crescent shapes. That's what they are. So what you do is you start them off, you start rolling them off like this, and then you pop them down, and with the palm of your hand, flatten them out a wee bit more, and then with the 2 fingers
Oh, I've
either
made mine a wee
side.
bit.
You're absolutely fine. They don't need to be perfect. You thin
Just
them out
as
at
well.
the ends, and then you form them into wee crescent shape. So you can see
Right.
you've got, that's your kipferl shape. That's exactly it. And then just put them on
Try that
there.
again a wee bit more.
So you just
There is a knack. Don't worry about not getting them perfect straight off. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 3.
You've had a bit of practice, a wee bit of practice.
But yeah,
I'll say
so
that's
perfect. There you go.
it's all right.
and I'll just spoil it all with that. There we go.
I make you eat that one later.
Actually, it's more like a wee handlebar moustache,
But
but
it's still
not
delicious.
bad
So
going.
yeah, now the ours are quite there. We need a bit.
yeah.
You make it look nice and easy. So these are almost just like a wee bite, a wee festive
Yeah, exactly.
nibble.
So
bite. A wee nibble,
You'd get-
festive nibble.
you'd have, like, at home, you'd make a couple of different types of cookies and then just have bowls of them floating about around about Christmas and just have them with your cups of tea or your cups of coffee or indeed your hot chocolate.
Perfect.
Whenever to the shop.
It'd be dangerous having biscuits everywhere. I just eat them. I can't have them in the
Any
house and
food's
not eat
general,
them.
to be honest,
I'm going to
but,
try another one. Yeah.
Go
Can
on.
you? So this is the recipe for it. You couldn't add chocolate chips into it or anything.
You probably not so much into these ones. There are various options that use things like ground ginger through them, a little bit of cinnamon, something like that. The vanilla aspect, you will have noticed, they're called Vanillekipferl, so there's vanilla in them. We haven't put any vanilla in yet.
Oh,
That's a good point. Yeah.
This happens later. This is vanilla sugar, and we're going to coat them in the vanilla sugar
still
at
to come.
a later date.
We're going
Yes,
to
well,
vanilla
not later
ice.
date.
Our little
Next time
biscuits.
round.
Right,
Perfect.
okay, Antje, well, we'll leave you to do the rest of that and we'll come back and taste this in the hot chocolate
Excellent.
later.
Well, I'm going to pop them in the oven
Okay.
for about 12, 13 minutes.
Brilliant.
And
Okay,
then they'll
we'll
be good
come
to
back
go.
to you shortly and
Wonderful.
have a
Lovely
wee
stuff.
taste. Welcome back to the Riverside Show, and we're in the kitchen with Antje from the Yarn Cake for a wee Christmas treat. Now, remind us what you're making tonight, Antje.
We are making Vanillekipferl, which are the little German cookies, and then we're going to make a hot chocolate to have with them.
Perfect for a wee
Sounds
winter's
absolutely
night.
ideal. Yeah, it really does now. We've finished in the oven, they've
Yep.
come out now.
They've come out.
And
they're
how
nice
long
and
do we leave them in for again?
About between 12 and 15 minutes, depending on your oven, on a not too hot a heat. 160 degrees or thereabouts
Okay.
usually does the job. So this is the bit you actually need to work reasonably quickly with this because you want to get them in the vanilla sugar where they're still hot.
Ah, okay.
Because that makes the sugar stick to them.
Okay.
Don't ask me about the science behind it,
It
but
just-
it
No,
just
it's
does.
fine, we're
Just let's
Not
just
going
go
to
with
argue
it.
with you.
So we're going to grab them and we're basically just going to dunk them in.
If you are touch them and they're hot, watch your fingers.
Yeah.
Don't want any burnt
Yeah.
fingers.
People who do not have asbestos fingers like me should probably use
Just be
a
careful.
fork or some such. They've cooled down a bit now anyway.
Okay.
So
Oh,
we'll
nice.
just do a couple of these. So
And
you
this
see
is
that's
just,
now...
sorry, I was just going to ask, is that sugar, you had the vanilla pod
Yeah,
in it? Is
it's
that
vanilla
right?
sugar. You can buy it ready-made in the shops. And usually what happens is it is actually just a jar with some caster sugar in and a vanilla pod.
Okay.
I just keep on topping up the caster sugar. I'll give you a wee smell of it,
Ah, I
actually.
think I can smell it almost
you-
now.
It's,
So
I mean, it's actually
sweet.
quite potent.
Wow.
So you don't need a
It
lot
smells
of
like
it.
icing, like icing you'd get in a
Aye.
cake.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
Don't do
Yeah, it
that. What
does.
I just did, by the way, guys. I just grabbed it straight off the tin.
Oh.
Yeah,
Don't do
watch
that.
your fingers.
Don't do that. So
set of
basically,
tongs.
just keep on doing that as you
And-
go.
So just remind us of the name again. Vanilla.
Vanillekipferl.
Vanillekipferl.
Yeah, so vanilla is
Vanillekipferl.
vanilla, and the kipferl are that's this kind of shape is a kipferl,
Crescent.
and they will occasionally break up.
Oh.
I think you guys
probably
should put
minor,
that one
yeah.
out of the
I think
misery.
I
think you need
I
to
think
just
we
do
shall
that.
we?
Yeah.
Should we give this a go?
That one's a wee bit.
So
It's not quite
Sugarless.
finished because it's not sugar. It's,
It's all right.
it's naked.
I'm trying to make one.
Oh,
It's really tasty.
oh, that's delicious. Do you know?
I think I'll have to
I
try
can't
another
believe we're
one
going to have to
after.
eat some more of them.
I know it's.
And I'm sorry, guys. I
We
really,
really do
am.
have a terrible job.
hot
don't we? Awful.
Which I was just going to suggest
Yes,
we get to that.
let's
So I
get-
finish these
Yeah.
guys off in a minute.
Brilliant.
Okay, so that's all mine.
I know, right?
What about Jennifer?
So the hot chocolate is terribly decadent. What we have, just real chocolate. I cheat. I get these little chips, I suppose.
Okay.
If you just get a bar of chocolate and chop it up, that does the job as
Great.
well. Hot
Milk chocolate?
This is milk chocolate. You can do with plain as well.
Okay.
And then this is milk and single cream.
Milk
Because it
and
is
single
Christmas,
cream.
let's face
Oh
it.
my goodness.
Hot.
If you're calorie counting, just
No,
forget
just
it.
don't. Just don't.
forget it.
And you just pour the milk on. And since we're on live television, it's probably not going to work. But what should happen
It will.
is...
It will.
well,
Antje.
let's
doing
be
all right, it's
optimistic
doing all
here.
right. And what you're doing is you're just dissolving the chocolate chips in the hot milk.
So what happens if you did it? If you just poured the chips into the pot, would that make a difference?
It would work as well. I'd just be a wee bit worried because the bottom of the pot is hot, so it might
Could
stick
stick
and
it
burn
out.
a wee
Too
bit.
hot, okay.
Yeah, you
Don't wanna
you-
burn the chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Because that obviously affects the taste.
Roughly measurements. How do we know how much?
This
Just
is
roughly.
400 ml of milk and 150 ml of cream and 75-ish grams of chocolate. You can use more if
I was
you
going
want.
to say, I wouldn't probably end up leaving 75 because I'd tasted it before I ended up mixing it.
Now, I've made a bit of a tactical error because this doesn't actually have a lip to pour it out of.
That's okay, we'll just take the bowl.
But this particular
Straws.
one, what
And
we're
there
going
we
to do is we're going to chuck in some nutmeg,
Oh,
just to
right.
give it that extra bit of Christmassy goodness. Cinnamon works as well.
Okay.
If you have a friendly German person, ask them to bring you some Lebkuchen spices. Lebkuchen being the
Lebkuchen,
German
nice,
Christmas sort of spice.
We like our
Lebkuchen.
Lebkuchen in my house as well.
I'm
at
sure you
Christmas.
do.
My God.
Lebkuchen, yeah, it's mixed spices, so you've got cinnamon and ginger and nutmeg and
I can smell
cloves and
that.
all manner of delicious things in there.
Good. It's good.
Now this is going to get interesting.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to actually.
Can I
Do you want,
help
like,
over
to
a
maybe-
sink
Bear with me.
here?
I'm just
Would you
going
like a ladle?
No, I think we're just going to
We
go.
might have a ladle.
we do have a ladle.
Better.
Shock horror. We've actually got
Professionalism
a
all the
utensil
way at
that's-
the yarn cake.
I mean, we always
Thank you so
knew
much.
it. Oh, gosh.
We're always prepared in the Riverside Show kitchen.
Ladle in
do
the hot
that.
chocolate. Absolutely perfect.
A complete and utter shock that we had a ladle in the
I
kitchen.
was
What about that,
absolutely
eh?
gobsmacked.
There we go.
Should we
Right.
catch any bricks as well? There we
Yep.
go. We've got
Yeah,
a wee.
fantastic.
We've even got a dish towel.
right, he
over.
wants to
Pulling
get
it out of the
cracking
bag
on
tonight.
that.
It's unbelievable.
There we go.
Here we go.
Thanks.
There's yours.
I had this all planned out, and
It's
I've gone.
It's working perfectly because that biscuit was in to go by. It's
Well.
delicious.
So
Is this? Do you have quite a lot of international treats in the?
we
the
predominantly do German stuff because that's my background.
Yes.
There you go.
What other German treats then will we find?
We generally do sort of the German standard home baking classics, which is things like apple crumble cake. At Christmas time we do Stollen.
Oh, love
I made 30 Stollens this season.
Oh my goodness.
And they're currently all over the shop. They're on top of shelves, hidden away in little nooks and crannies. Because the shop isn't really set up for having 30 Stollens in it.
Fair
but
enough.
we're coping. And
Right, so-
yeah, we do all manner of things.
Brilliant. Well,
Let me
let's
taste
try
this if
this.
that's okay.
Enjoy.
Keep
Do you have
knitting
a-
and eat cake. Is that your motto?
That is our motto, yes.
Let's try this. It's such rich hot chocolate. It's
I like
amazing.
that.
It is the most
gonna have a
ridiculously decadent
Shall I
hot
dunk?
chocolate.
You're going to have a wee...
Go for it.
Can we dunk?
Yeah. And
This
if
is
you,
my perfect Friday night tea.
it's good, isn't
Is
it?
it? Oh, I'm getting it all over the place.
It's all right. I started
Angela,
it off
thank
with
you
my
so
singers.
much. That was
Thank you.
absolutely brilliant. I'm going to try that one at home. I love it. Now, thank you for coming
You're
in.
very welcome. Thank you.